All right, guys. Definitely, we need to talk about this. We need to talk about this. So, it's something that needs to be protested on because things are getting spoiled. Things are really getting spoiled. So we have to talk about it as Africans. Anyone that is a lover of African football, we need to be concerned about this because now our football is going down the drain. It's really going down the drain in Africa. So sometimes we see why the Europeans don't really value our competitions. We feel like, oh, they are being racial or they are trying to be unfair. But take a look at what is happening. CAF president Mosipe, I don't understand. In your regime, it seems like you just have to be host to win the tournament. If that is what it is, just let us know. Yeah, if that is what it is, just let us know. Then anyone that wants to win AFCON should just host it. A lot of violations have been happening behind even the game and behind the normal procedure, but this is becoming too obvious and it's so shameful. It's so shameful. Alright, I'm not really surprised because if you listen to my last video about the game, you find out that I made mention of this game and I said Morocco are a good team. Nigeria is also the best team in the tournament, but the problem is that on that game, the way I see the game, the way Nigeria approached Tunisia and Algeria, I'm not seeing anything much different from what Moroccans are going to play. But the only thing will be the referee and the fans. I said it exactly, and that is what happened. You understand? Because I've checked it. Tactically, two of the teams are good, just like the Tunisia and the Algeria. But when it comes to physicality, the North Africans always have that problem when they are playing a more physical team, especially the West Africa. So now, with what happened, it is now obvious that the favoritism on the side of Morocco became too much. If that officiating, because one thing is that the Nigerian team actually stepped up, they actually wanted to play their game. But imagine a referee stopping a build-up. It's very bad. I don't even know where I'm going to start from. Honestly, I don't really know where I'm going to start from. Because it's so obvious. It's so obvious. The so-called Brahimi and what's it called? Hakimi. All these guys were not even seen in the tournament, in that game. They were not even seen. All the threat, all the noise making, they were not even seen in that game. I understand, right? My biased mind about this whole thing is because I love good football, right? I was actually expecting a good football. If the officiating was not that bad, we would have had a good football, because if we watched that game, we found out that the Nigerian team, the Super Eagles, were actually struggling to play their style of football. The same thing with Morocco, to play their style of football. So everyone was being too extra cautious. There were also too much respect to each other. But I'm telling you, you can imagine you playing in your home ground with your fans and you are the host, and at the same time you have to put up such performance. It really shows that if not those factors, Nigeria would have won them. So credit to Nigerian players. A lot of people are just blaming. I'm telling you, the report coming from the stadium, if you were there, you will even be happy that the Moroccans won that game. It will have been a disaster. Everything was the intimidation. Okay, check. What are we saying? Look at the officiating. The central referee from Ghana. You have Ghanaian there. You You have what's it called? Is it Tunisia? Like the team that you know that just Nigeria actually kicked them out. On the side of the Nigerian side, you just brought all the loggerhead nationality, put them as officiating. Now, why would we be surprised that in the whole game there was no yellow card given? So from in my own thinking and my own conclusion is that it's just a preparatory thing coming from the side of Cameroon. I said it in my video there. I said Cameroon were robbed actually. They don't deserve such officiating. Now come down to Nigeria. All the things that Morocco did, the referee blow the ball, you kick the ball, you balloon the ball. Like seriously, no yellow cards given. How many times did they do this? You're talking about laser lights everywhere. Even the fans, the portion they're supposed to give to the other fans, no normal procedure that was followed. If you want to have your crowd, it's fine, but just give the other fans of the other national team to have their own spots and their own space. You dominated everything and it was so obvious that you want them to win the game. The referee was so afraid, intimidating the referee. What kind of a game is that? Every whistle was against the Nigerian. Every whistle was against the Nigerian. This is not what we want to see. This is not what we want to see. You gave somebody that was actually even being fouled a yellow card. We're not even saying you gave just the free kick. You gave him a yellow card for doing nothing. It's so shameful. It's so shameful. So that is why we are saying, just give Morocco the cup. There's no need to play because the next people now is Senegal. Senegal is still West African country. And I'm sure that Senegal, without these things that are happening, Senegal will win Morocco. Senegal will win Morocco. Now, how are they going to win Morocco? With this. Poor officiating. You are favoring the host nation. Is that how a competition is supposed to be? So anybody that hosts now must win. You just have to intimidate everyone. You just spoiled a good game that we're supposed to enjoy. For me, right, this game, I'm not making an excuse for the Super Eagles. This game would have still gotten to penalty if you want to. Because my problem is that why not allow the game to just roll itself there? Why must you favor? Did you even observe that he was making sure he wanted to give? What I observed in that game, first, when there's a build-up from the side of Nigeria, like even the free kick he gives to Nigeria, if it is too close, he doesn't allow it. He allows the Morocco to calm down, everything to calm down, to be ready before it will be played. He stopped that build-up. What are you saying? There are some kind of movement in football that even if somebody is foul, as a referee, you overlook it. Even if it's a very disastrous free kick, you allow the play. People enjoy the game. After that, you come back and give whoever wants to give the yellow card. He was stopping everything. He was blowing everything. So boring. Now, on the side of the Nigeria, you were making sure you were trying to create set-piece opportunity for Morocco, for them to score. Because you know that Hakimi is a good set-piece or free kick player. At the end, they didn't still utilize it. People were talking about the only good thing this referee did was the penalty, the handball, of which we know it is obvious that it was his hand, Bassi's hand was on the natural position. It is not a penalty. So if he had given that, it would have been the worst disaster. So I think he saw that, no, this one is going to be super obvious. And at the end of the game, he was even celebrating with the Moroccan fans. Can you imagine? Now, okay, let's leave the officiating and say, okay, he dragged it to, he still allowed the penalty to go on. He allowed them to play till penalty. Both teams have the chance to. But why do you have to spoil the game? Allow the team play what they need to play. Why do you have to spoil the game? Because if you intimidate a team, it's difficult for them to be in that game. Everything they do now, they'll be afraid to play. Look at the rough of Hakimi against, what's his name? Bruno Onyemaechi. Everyone have to even start looking at the referee. What is happening? What is going on? Several times. Even Hakimi started laughing. No yellow cards. He's preparing them to make sure that the full team have no problem to make the final. Unfortunately, it didn't go his way. Now imagine if all those things didn't happen, maybe that game would have been won. If Morocco even won that game, like let's say, okay, he didn't do all these things he was doing, bullying the Nigerians. There's possibility that the Nigerians might score, the Moroccan will equalize. That game was 50-50 for me. There's possibility that the Moroccans may score, Nigeria may equalize. They allow us enjoy the game. Allow us to enjoy the game. Allow the game to flow. All your officiating was on one side. So it's really a disappointment to African football. And you have a lot of celebrities there. Wenger was there watching African football. And you were doing that kind of ridiculous officiating. Then how do you expect them to respect your tournament? So it's very, very heartbreaking because you should have allowed the game to flow. So it seems like gone are the days when other teams go and win a tournament in another soil. Now it has to be in favor of the host. However, I had one journalist was saying, how do you expect a country to prepare for a tournament? At the end of the day, they bow out so early. That is so crazy and so silly to say. Like seriously, the highest level of ignorance. How can you say that? How can you say that? How can you say that? Officiating can actually influence a game and it's not going to be enjoyed the way it's supposed to be. You understand? In as much as I know, okay, the game was so tight, but the game would have been better than what we saw. You would have obviously said, yeah, it's okay, just like the final between Nigeria and Ivory Coast. There was no problem. Nigeria lost. Everybody knew it was obviously a 50-50 game that the best took the day. They won the game and it was fair. Now you call yourself a central referee. You're busy blowing all the time on one side. Each time they try to progress, you blow it. They even got tired. You were even looking for, even Osimhen from the beginning. Osimhen have already observed it and he complained. Now you are bullying Osimhen. He decided then not to complain anymore because now people will say, oh, he's a rude guy as usual. It's something that has happened previously. He is rude, he's disrespectful. But that is not what it's supposed to be. The players are supposed to be free and play their football. You did that to Lukman. You did that to Bassi. You did that to Iwobi. You did it to Bruno Onyemaechi. All these guys, even Osimhen was limping. Even the area duels. You see area duels that a player is climbing on top of the other opponent player. Is that not supposed to be a free kick? This same thing happened between Osimhen and the defender. It was even blown against Osimhen. At the very edge, even if not even in the 18-yard box of the Moroccan. It was against Osimhen. Everything was against the Super Eagles. So it's quite heartbreaking. It was quite heartbreaking because we wanted to enjoy the football. We wanted to enjoy the game. And this referee just came and destroyed the whole thing. destroy the whole thing. We didn't even enjoy the football. So now you are going ahead to play Senegal to do the same thing. It's wrong. It's wrong. That's the thing I said about the North Africans. They like bullying the referee. Now they did it in another angle. You know, did it in another angle. For me, I think that referee, if that referee wasn't bribed, that referee was actually intimidated by the mammoth crowd of the fans. And they are roaring and everything. Because you check, obviously, all the players, even all the star players of Morocco, were almost substituted. It was a bad day. They held them down. They held them down. So that's why I don't even want to go on the shot on target. The Nigeria have 2 shots on target. Why would you have more than 2 shots on target when every time you hold the ball, the referee blows against you? So I'm very happy with my guys. I am very happy with my players. I'm proud of them. I'm happy about what they played. They played what they're supposed to play. Let's see. For me, I believe they'll put up a good game against Egypt for the 3rd place. Actually, what we are looking for, what we are going for, is for the gold, right? Not the 3rd place. Nigeria have always had this 2nd place and 3rd place in every tournament. Like I said, they have the highest trophies when it comes to AFCON. They have a lot of silver, a lot of bronze than any other African country in the tournament. So they are always there at the finalists. Like they always cross to the semi-finals most of the time. So it's not going to be a surprise. But for me, they have what it takes. But it's heartbreaking. Even when you check the recent updates about the training, you see they are not happy. They are really, really, really sad because that game was supposed to be a normal game. Now, for me, with the penalty, I see people complaining about Chukwueze, and some people say, "Oh, he was not yet warm in the game. His body was still cold." I watched the game. To be frank with you guys, right? Before Chukwueze played, I saw the lackadaisical movement. I'm a fan of Chukwueze. I have nothing against him. He's a great player. But his movement towards that ball was so casual. For me, he doesn't look like one serious person. I saw it. The way it was, I was like, why are you working like this? Looks like you fixed the match. Like you just told the referee, yes, I'm going to miss. Just collect the ball. So casual. So that was a very bad behavior from Chukwueze. I don't know what was wrong with him. You know, for me, we have to make things, we have to say the truth. We don't have to hide things or try to be patriotic or to cover up your player. Chukwueze behavior, his characteristics towards that ball before he played it showed highest level of unseriousness. I'm telling you. Highest level of unseriousness. Bruno Onyemechi, perfect, but even when Bruno wanted to play that ball, I said in my mind that he's going to miss because I don't really trust defenders when it comes to penalties. Yeah, I don't trust defenders when it comes to penalty because most of the time even they used to balloon the ball, like they just because they are used to clearance, you know. They always play it so bad. So for me, strikers and also attackers, possibly midfielders, they are supposed to be penalty takers. You know, like I watched a video of these other guys. They also made something that was very important. They said even the sequence of which the penalty was played on the side of Nigeria, it was even wrong. You start your penalty with your morale boosters. What was wrong for Osimhen to play? I love that part of this guy. What was his name? The second defender. I'll remember later because my head is. I was so angry with this game, you know. I was so happy that he played. He stepped up and played that thing. It was really a good morale boost for him to play. You see, if not senior team, but at least strikers. I was expecting Lukman to also play. You understand? I was expecting Lukman to also play the penalty. Players that are there, if possible, Akko Adams, the attackers, people that are boosting the team when it comes to the tournament, to give that encouragement. You understand? Then, sorry, I just remember Paul Onuachu. Paul Onuachu playing that penalty. Nice penalty. Lovely penalty. He's a striker. But allowing Bruno Nyemeki to play, even Dele Bashiru, I had my doubt, but yeah, at least he scored. But what was wrong with Osimhen? What was wrong with Lukman? What was wrong with Akko Adams? What was wrong with Rafael Onyedika? What was wrong with Moses Simon? At least before Rafael Onyedika. Then you brought Chukwueze. For me, Chukwueze would have even been one of those I was okay, why not use it? But I don't know what was wrong with him. For me, I was angry. I wasn't happy with the way he took that penalty. I was angry. There's no excuse there. I don't believe in that thing of he's still cold, it's not warm. No, I don't believe in it. We know he came at the last stage of the game. But what are you saying? My problem wasn't even the kick. My problem was the character before he kicked the ball. It doesn't show any level of seriousness. He was so reluctant, like he was just walking from the lounge to the bedroom. That was what I saw there. I was like, what is wrong with this guy? Why are you walking like this? He wasn't serious at all. It wasn't a joke for me, no. Now, if the movement was a joke, what about the kick? He just passed the ball to the keeper. So that was totally wrong. I can't defend that. But for me, overall, I'm proud of the team. I'm proud of what they played. I'm very, very proud of them. I think they played very well. Just that everything was just against them. The referee was against them. The officiating was very bad. The fans also were very, very terrible. Laser light everywhere, noise making, booing everywhere, making the players uncomfortable. It was so bad. Now, even selection of the officiating. Why would you select rivalry? I think we need to attend to this thing very, very seriously, because you don't pick a rivalry of referees or officiators on a game. Why not choose other nationalities, especially that wrong aspect of you? Imagine you even choose a referee that his country was in the same group with a certain country. Or especially that kicked them out of the tournament. You now choose the referee to come. What were you expecting? You know the rivalry between Nigeria and Ghana. You know all the stories. You know how Nigeria kicked out Tunisia, kicked out Algeria. Now you bring in the whole world like a gang up. We are humans. Try and balance it. Yeah. Because just imagine, in my own thinking, I was like, okay, what is the interest of this referee? We know Ghana have won AFCON 4 times. If Nigeria wins it now, they tally on the same 4 times winning. You think he might not be biased? Forget about this thing about professionality, or not everybody have it. Just like the one of the South African one. If not that alarm, there is an alarm in the World Cup qualifier. There was an alarm before he saw that, okay, if he does this, to be obvious, but at least we know it's World Cup. There is no host nation. But this one, host nation is involved. They are interested to bully you, and they are not part of North Africa. Love bullying a referee. Now you brought the rest that will even make it work. I don't know how Africans have. I don't know. It's quite heartbreaking. Now even the final, it doesn't seem interesting anymore. For me, it's not interesting. We're only waiting to see how Senegal will be robbed. That's all. That's what we are waiting for. Check the game between Egypt and Senegal. Lovely officiating. Nice game of football that we want to see. In as much as the Morocco and Nigeria, they still try to play a good game, but the game was on one side. It was actually on one side. Because now they are afraid. They're no longer free to play their football. So the Nigerians just played against the referee, played against the fans, played against the host nation, played against the Moroccan. Yeah, that is what it looks like. So I give them kudos for the character. They even make sure that game drags to penalty. Of course, we know penalty is not. It's a game of luck. Anybody can win on penalties. So that's my own opinion. I know I've already perceived it, and I know that's what will happen because we know what Nigeria went through, the Super Falcons went through when they won Morocco in the final. We know what happened. Laser light everywhere, pointing. The same thing is still happening. I don't know how people on the pitch, people that are not Moroccans, say they gave the report. They are always searched. Now, how are these Moroccans smuggling this laser thing into the pitch? How? You're pointing laser light on a goalkeeper that is supposed to catch a penalty. Who does that? And CAF is just quiet. You just manipulate the game for the host nation to be in the final. Then why are we playing the football? There's no longer fair play. Just give them the cup. Anybody that qualifies to host the tournament, you check their stadium, just invite everyone. You hand over the cup to them because you're destroying football in Africa. I don't know, Mosipe, you must sit up. This is not officiating. This is very, very bad. Very, very bad. You don't do a thing like that. Football means a lot to a lot of people. Even if your team lose, you know that yes, it's justified that it was fair play. The game was the way it's supposed to be. Not for you to now favor one side. Now everybody's fed up. Then tomorrow you're calling people to be interested to watch a game of football. So you won't pay to go and watch football. But how will people sacrifice, travel to go watch football that they want to entertain themselves? You're already in your mind, you know who you want to give the trophy. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. It's so shameful. Very, very shameful. It's not that people are complaining because Nigeria left. At least they got to the semi-finals. They can still get the bronze. Even if that's not what they want. It's not like they're going home to say, okay, the anger is so deep. But why are you influencing the football in Africa? Bringing politics into it. That is a problem, making politicians to head the football. It's very, very bad. They think it's politics. So it's very, very bad. So my people, this is my own opinion. Everybody is heartbroken. Everybody is disappointed in Morocco. Everybody is disappointed in CAF. They are destroying the football. They are officiating it badly. Even before I leave, even the Hakimi's African best. We all know that before you give an African best, there's a time of the month you give African best, and it's always after the AFCON. Now they quickly gave Hakimi before the AFCON. So how did you judge an African player? You judge the performance according to AFCON, because a lot of African players have done well in their club side, and at the end of the day, they didn't win because when it comes to AFCON, they didn't do well. They didn't do better or replicate what they did in their club. So now you're giving somebody AFCON out of what the person played in his club side. Then you quickly did it because you had injury. So you are not sure if he's going to play. Now you rush and give him. So I don't know how much is Morocco giving you people. CAF. No disrespect to Hakimi, he's a great player. He's a great player, he's a good player, he's one of the best when it comes to Africa, what Africa has given to diaspora. But why must we start changing the rules now? Even this thing CAF is introducing, you want to stop AFCON. Now you want to bring one African tournament. That is rubbish. For me, it doesn't make sense. One of the reasons why AFCON is doing well is because, or was doing well, is because it's an opportunity to sell African players. You understand? So bringing one new tournament, all these things are just politics. It's like asking a premier or a governor, is there any new road? Just like what is happening in Nigeria. Is there any new road you created? You're talking about maintaining what you met. it also vindicates you and your competence. So you'll be judged by a new thing. So now you just got, Mosipe just got there in your mind, you want to bring one tournament so that when you leave, they say, oh, you were the one that initiated it. It makes no sense. It can never have that publicity that AFCON have had. So now, to wait for that AFCON, that glorified thing, you have to wait for 4 years. Just like a World Cup. It makes no sense. For me, it makes no sense. I don't like it. Leave our AFCON that way. 2 years is fine. Let the World Cup deserve the 4 years because it's something that has to do with the world. You don't have to be stressing the world every time to play tournament, maybe every 2 years. So now you want to bring another tournament in between. How will the publicity be? You guys are still struggling with the publicity of even AFCON to make it merge the Europa and all that. For making to have the same publicity like the Euros and all that also. You are still struggling. Now you're coming to even cause more division. I don't think AFCON every 4 years will have any glorified whatever. No. And the problem is that it's still this thing of you favoring the North Africans. I don't know. If Egypt was hosting this tournament, I would have said okay. Or if you were Egyptian, I would have said fine. Because now, we know how many times Egypt have won this tournament. Right? So how are we going to meet up Egypt? Like Egypt will be very happy that it will be difficult for any African nation to win AFCON and meet up with them. It's like you telling us now that Real Madrid that have won Champions League how many times? But they are still playing Champions League every year. So you have an opportunity every year to make sure you meet up or even increase it. When last did Egypt won? That means in the whole lifetime of a player, you may just play AFCON once or twice. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Because a lot of players in Africa are actually, if they are not really picking up in their club side or have playing time, AFCON is one opportunity that makes them step up. We have examples like Ademola Lookman. Look at him now. Imagine if this AFCON is 4 years. Before the next one, maybe Ademola Lookman would have even gone down the drain. We need tournament to sell our talents to the world. You're telling us 4 years. That tournament does not have any publicity. You can't compare it to AFCON. You can't compare it to AFCON. Now you're telling us 4 years. For me, you guys have to revoke that. It's so weird. It doesn't make sense. AFCON is not World Cup. Leave World Cup in that level of 4 years. Why is the Euros not playing their own in 4 years? They are still playing their own every 2 years. Now tomorrow you want to win a World Cup. How do you win a World Cup? It's not through your continental competition. You win a World Cup through your continental competition. You are consistent. You play tournaments to help your team, to create a team, to build it, to be able to compete in the world level. Now you're coming to bring one competition you don't even know that is not even dead on arrival. So it's so heartbreaking. I don't know what CAF are thinking, what they are doing. But Mosipe, you started so well. Now you're destroying this thing. You're destroying this thing. Football is not politics. Football is not politics. And in case you don't know, in some countries, football is culture. Football is unity. Now you're extending their joy for 4 years. Look into it. I don't know what you're thinking. Maybe if you have been paid or whatever, that's your problem. But don't play politics with football. A lot of people are having joy, entertained. Football. They don't have any other thing. So don't destroy it. If you want to do politics, go to what's his name, Kusafa, and do what you want to do there. It's your choice. Don't come to Africa and you're messing up things. You started so well, now you're destroying the whole thing, the whole legacy they're supposed to keep. So it's so heartbreaking. Everything, the way CAF is going, they are going towards the wrong direction. Nothing wrong about Morocco. Morocco are doing a lot of things, making African football look nice. I love that thing of good pitch, good environment, but the game have a problem. The game itself, there's a problem that we need to fix. Alright guys, that's all I have to say, because it's ever since that was why I've not come online to talk about it. I was so heartbroken. I was expecting a good game, we need to enjoy, good game, good fair play, but it is what it is. Alright, thanks for coming around. Sharp.